8 weeks since MCO started, there have been tons of recipes to embarrass ever since. So I've been following them myself and I even made my own Instagram channel dedicated to cooking, but I've never really baked much of anything. So I thought, why not challenge myself to recreate 3 recipes to embarrass this MCO, which are Doubletree Cookies, banana cake, and Dalgona Coffee. Also, little fun fact, this video was shot fully on a Realme 6 Pro. So special thanks to Realme for allowing us to test out its new phone and its amazing features. Now let's get into it!
We're gonna begin here by using editing magic. In goes 115 grams of butter, 60 grams of granulated sugar and light brown sugar. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Now I added in 1 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 egg, whisk, whisk. 50 grams of flour, a teaspoon of each, salt, baking soda, and cinnamon. Then 60 grams of rolled oats. The balance 50 grams of flour, and that's the cookie batter. As for the toppings, mix in an entire bowl of semi-sweet chocolate chips and a lot of chopped walnuts. Give it a final mix, and then I got an ice cream scooper to help shape the dough, placing each of them 2 inches apart. Now into the oven goes for 22 minutes. Ta-da! Now, I actually have a confession to make. I made these cookies a couple days ago and it felt so bad, but I wasn't gonna stop there. Moving on to the banana cake, I started with the toppings first. 2 bananas, sliced and fitted into a buttered tray. This isn't the specific one that went viral, but I thought that this recipe looked pretty cool. After that, I caramelized 1 cup of brown sugar along with hot water and let it rain all over the bananas in a pan. While the toppings are left to cool, I can start making the cake batter. For that, I used 115 grams of softened butter, 200 grams of granulated sugar, and whisk them together. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Now I added in 2 eggs and vanilla essence that looks a little bit like soy sauce. Whisk, whisk. I sifted the remaining dry ingredients, which were half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 200 grams of all-purpose flour. Once they're all sifted through, I added them into the wet ingredients in 3 batches, with 150 grams of sour cream in between. Mix everything until fully incorporated, and the cake batter is ready! Put all of it into the tray, smoothen the top, wipe the sides, and into the oven it goes. Fresh out the oven, and it looks woof! I think it looks really good, and I'm super excited to try this. With golden brown bananas on top and caramel sauce dripping down the sides. Now for the last thing on the list, Dalgona Coffee. Into a mixing bowl goes 2 tablespoons of each instant coffee, sugar, and hot water. Now whisk everything up with an electric mixer. It took me about 5 minutes to reach a stiff consistency. After that, in goes 120 ml of fresh milk, and then just scoop the entire whisked coffee gently onto the milk. And give it a little bloop. And it's done! Now before I get into the taste test, let me tell you a little bit about the camera that powered this video. The Realme 6 Pro comes equipped with a quad camera setup, a 64 megapixel shooter, a dual in-display selfie camera with beauty mode and slow-mo functionality, as well as a lot of amazing features for any kind of video. It's up to 4K resolution and even has an ultra stabilized mode to compensate on shaky hands. Best of all, a super slow-mo mode at 240 frames per second, so you get all the glorious, mouth-watering slow-mo shots. Taste test time! Let's start with the Dalgona Coffee. The whisked coffee tasted a little gross to me because it was a bit too acidic. However, with the milk, didn't really taste much like coffee at all. Now for the cookies. I feel like the amount of rolled oats were way too much, so the cookie tasted dry yet chewy at the same time. This required too much work, and after failed attempts, I never want to bake cookies ever again. Lastly, for the banana cake, visually this dish looked the most appealing to me. I couldn't wait to dig in, and gosh, it really did not disappoint. You may be wondering how it classifies as a banana cake when there wasn't any banana in the batter itself, but you'll be so surprised by how much the sour cream, I think, mimics the taste of bananas. You definitely will want to try this recipe out if you're a fan of banana cakes, or even if you're not, since this is no ordinary banana cake.
Special thanks to Realme for sponsoring this video. Also, let me know down in the comment section below how you thought I did. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye!